Hi, this is Gamelli, revitunes.com, gamelli.com, bimtunes.com. This will be a series of 4 videos. The first video we will get in Google a terrain, which is this. Then we will extract the topography and bring it in Revit. So this is the topography in Revit. Then we will create some shapes to bring it back to Google, and the parking and some additional buildings, assuming we are doing a project. So this will be the objects from Revit, excluding the terrain because the terrain is already there. Then ultimately we will bring the site with some graphics, assuming we have a plan, a master plan, or some additional elements like water, anything that could be a part of the graphic. We improve the water, and that's it. It's a series of 4 videos. Enjoy it. If you are watching my videos in YouTube and it's a low resolution, click on the bottom right corner on settings, quality, and select the highest resolution available, and that should increase the resolution. So I chose Gaviota State Park for this tutorial. I like the terrain, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to zoom out to show you. It's located somewhere nearby to Santa Barbara. Here is Santa Barbara and Gaviota State Park. We are going to use this website to pick up the terrain. It's called CADMapper. As you see, I already located the site. Observe this dark part and also this road, so it corresponds to. When you are ready to export this area, make sure you select AutoCAD, 3D buildings if existing, if available, and topography. You could set the I was told if you put less than 4 meters in topography, it gets some problems, probably because it's the free version. So I'm going to put 4 meters. You could choose to create 5 buildings. You could set the height, but I don't want fake buildings, so I'm going to leave it like that. For road, I like outlines. By default, it tried to make all at 8 meters wide, so I'm going to leave the minor road 6 meters and 4 meters, just to make a difference. You choose this based on your information on the real job site. Create. Make sure it's less than 1 kilometer, so it's free, otherwise you have to pay. When the system finishes creating, you hit download and you will get the file right here in a zip folder. I'm going to put it in my tutorial folder. I will navigate, so this is my folder. I'm going to paste it here. I did cut from the original location, so I'm going to open it. So it's a DXF. So this is how it looks in AutoCAD. I'm going to make a dimension to verify the proportions and the units. So I'm going to type first DD units. So it's in surveyor and in decimal. I'm going to do a dimension, DD, civil and metric. Annotate dimension. So 11.4 is supposed to be meter. Let's verify in Google. I got tools, rulers, and line, and it's in feet, so we need to go to meters, and verify from here to here. 11.3. So if I look in AutoCAD, 11.4. So that's the scale. So it's in meters. So let's create a new file in Revit. New project here, new models. I use architectural. Okay. I'm going to put this in the same units. Manage project units, meters with 2 decimal place. Now we are going to insert the file. I had 2 options. If I use this, I inserted a copy of the file, and the only way I could get any updates on that file is removing the file and inserting again. If I use this, I insert this file and it's linked, and if later on I come back to the AutoCAD and make changes, I could hit reload and it will bring the new changes and will refresh my file. So normally this is the best option. I don't have a reason why use the other one even if I don't make changes. Probably the reason will be for safety. If you work in a big office where you think somebody's gonna make changes to this and you don't want to take the risk, then you will use this. In that way, even if somebody makes changes, every time you open this file you don't see those changes. Now let's use the same unit feet. feet, we are going to bring a file with units in feet. I'm going to use origin to origin. Let's look this before I insert it. Apparently this is the origin. You see in AutoCAD the X and Y. Another way to verify, you could draw a line, L, enter, and then 0, 0, enter, and click anywhere. So you notice the 0 and the origin is there. And sometimes I like to have a long line just in case it's disappearing in my Revit file. In this case, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Sometimes when it's too far from the 0, it's good to draw a line from the 0 to the drawing. So when you are in Revit, you could find it even if it's far away. Sometimes you cannot even see it's a small dot. Okay, so I will save this, and obviously it's going to ask me if I want to create a DWG or keep it in DXF. I'm going to keep it in DXF. I come back to Revit. I was ready to import that DXF, origin to origin, and I'm in level 1. If I want to see it in other views, I could choose here. If not, you could unselect. It will be visible only here for now. I'm going to open. So because it has this drawing, it brings that line that I drew. Okay. But the origin is still here. Remember, in Revit, always the center of these views, which is the elevation, is always the center, the origin. Alright, so origin to origin. We verify the dimension now. Let's draw a dimension from here to here. Okay, so accidentally I inserted the link in feet instead of meters. So let's eliminate this. The correct way to remove it is look for insert, manage links, CAD, this is the file, and remove. This is the last button here, and say OK. Now insert it again, link CAD, we know is this one, origin to origin, preserve the colors. Instead of feet, it remembers the last one I used, feet. I said meter, but I forgot to change it. Like I said, in only this view, so current view only, I should check this and say origin to origin. Okay, so origin to origin. Now let's verify that the dimension should be fine. Annotate 1141. Okay, it's a difference because this dimension was straight and this is parallel to the line, so it's good, it's fine. So we got the terrain. Now I'm going to remove this line, I don't need it. I go back to the AutoCAD. I'm going to delete. I'm going to keep the dimension, but I'm going to fix it instead of straight like that. I'm going to make it in angle, so it should be like this, 1141. Now let's look this mesh. If I touch this mesh, there is a command called smooth more under the manage tab. I hit smooth more and it makes smoother curves. I'm going to hit save. I go back to Revit and I go to insert, architectural, insert, manage link, look for the AutoCAD file, and instead of remove now, reload, and it's going to ask you about the dimension. Delete dimension, say OK. Okay, so now it shows the one from the AutoCAD, and let's put back the dimension from here, align from here. Okay, so both are the same number. The scale factor, I'm going to use 1 to 200 or 1 to 500 just to see a bigger number similar. Okay, so we got this. Now I discovered something interesting here in Revit 2020. Seems to be a glitch. Using the command Topography, which is under the tab Massing and Site, I'm supposed to be able to choose select import instance and touch this linked file, but it doesn't let me. So I was messing around how to fix this glitch. So I need to remove it and insert it again. So I'm going to insert, manage link, CAD, remove it completely. Okay, now in AutoCAD, before I reinsert it, I changed the layers because everything was white. So I have buildings in white, coastline blue, cyan, contours purple, definition points this green, yellow, outline, which is basically the roads, they call it outline, is red, and parks is green, which is just this area where the trees are, which is in Google is this green part. Then railroad is this pink. In fact, the railroad is only one line, one single line. Probably I'm going to use a different color. That's not railroad. Railroad, I'm going to put a very unique color because it's not going to be easy to discover. This yellowish, and is here is a single line for the railroad. And topography is basically the mesh, is this pink. So we are going to use contour and topography later. Viewpoint, I don't know why they have it, is nothing with this layer here. And the water is dark blue and coastline cyan. So I'm going to save it. So in this time when we import it, it will have this color. And let's go back to Revit. And this is the only difference we are going to do. We are going to insert the same link CAD, origin to origin. Now we are not going to check these box, no more. We were forcing to current view visible only. Now it's going to be visible everywhere in any view. I'm going to preserve the colors in meters and correct some lines could be slightly off and say okay. Now it came with the colors. Now the command that I was going to use earlier, which is on massing, topography, use select import instance. Now it lets me touch it. It's weird, alright? We don't need layer 0, no buildings, maybe I leave coastline, contours yes, definition point no, outline is the road, I'm going to remove it for now. I'm going to remove parks because I don't think it will do any good for certain reason that I tested earlier. Railroads no, topographic yes, viewpoint no, and water no. So only topography, contours, coastline no. Only these two has basically information that Revit could read, contours and topographic. So I said okay. So it creates the 3D and I'm going to visualize it. So now we could turn off the linked file, hide it for a minute. So we have the Revit topographic. Now let's do one road really quick. I go to level 1 and we look for the massing and site again, and we use subregion, and we could trace on top of the red line, which is the road, or you could use the pick line and use all the small segments that was created by the web page that we used to get the topography. Since it's not so perfect from the website, I think I could just draw it with a single line and longer segments. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to do just a small portion of the road, and I will go probably outside the recording. I'm going to do just the last couple lines inside the recording, and I will continue after I trace it. So I'm stopping the video right now. Okay, so I trace it without recording. This is one of the roads. I need to close. Over here is telling me it's not closed, so let's use the fillet command. Let's try again. Okay, so I go to 3D view. So right there is. Now this one we just put a different material. In this case is by category, so it still has the dirt. So I'm going to look for asphalt. I found asphalt pavement. Apply. Okay. So far we have this, and I'm going to do another video where I'm going to let's say create the parking lot and the building, and then create a graphic and bring it back over here. So the final product will be the image inserted into Google with a building. And for instance, this movie was created, I inserted the image in Google with some extrusions here of some building that we were going to do an addition, and some highlighted areas, and also the road here in certain color and the parking in different color. So when you are navigating in Google Earth, you can spin around and the image is attached to Google Earth with the building and anything that you have modeled. So that will be in the next video, because this video is already too long.